Welcome back to the Intense Podcast. I'm your host, Robert Breout, and I have Adam Nielsen on Zoom, and I also have the most attempted show guy we've ever had, Josh Fettes.
Facts.
How many have we lost? 2?
2?
3?
At least 2.
At least 2, maybe 3. I think it was only 2.
Two full episodes that we had.
Two full
away.
episodes that we've recorded with Josh that were both thrown out for some like epic failure on our part.
Yeah, because the first one we had all our mics. We were talking on our mics, and the computer was recording from the computer's mic, so you could hear.
And that
Mike.
was back when we were at your house, and so we were spread apart pretty far.
Yeah, sitting in a living room.
Yeah, in your old brownstone.
Yeah, but if we were like any other podcast, we would have just sent that shit out.
We did eventually. Remember that?
With what?
Because we did a show where we fucked up and it recorded off of Michael's phone, and we just released it anyway.
We did do that once.
But we were in the...
We've been pretty good about audio.
Yeah, we try to be. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, well, welcome, Josh.
Yes, good to be back.
You've had a lot of things change since you were here, like almost 5 years ago.
I know. It's been a long time.
The neon has come, and
neon has come.
Is still there, but maybe not for long. Hopefully, someone buy his neon.
Please.
He'll make you a deal. He'll cut you a wicked deal. He might even deliver within reason, because I think that's half the reason it's still here.
Yeah.
Is that everybody sees it. Oh, it's in fucking South Dakota, and they don't want to drive that far. And at this point, he might deliver it long ways just to have it go away.
Right. Yeah, Ryan already told me too. He's like, truck's ready. He says it's all in the trailer. Just let me know if we need to bring it somewhere. We can bring it somewhere.
There you go.
Oh.
The Miata is deep in the throes of Ecotech swapping.
Deep in the throes of being a shell.
I thought you had an engine and a kit.
The engine. I have an engine. The kit has been on order for like 14 weeks now.
Dirty bastards.
Yep, they got the money. Just sitting there waiting and send messages and still haven't heard nothing back. So hopefully that doesn't.
Oh, no. That sucks.
So, but it sounds like that's pretty common from everybody I've heard. Like they'll order it like in the spring and they won't get it till Labor Day.
That super duper sucks.
That's crazy.
And they won't hear anything and it'll just show up one day.
You should just go steal all the parts out of Chaz's garage. He won't even know. That car hasn't moved since we started the podcast. That car hasn't moved since before the Omni last moved.
Whoa.
That's saying something.
Yeah. So I can actually talk shit there.
So yeah, so for people that aren't aware, like, what's your plans with your Miata? This is that silver one?
Yes.
So what are you doing?
Silver one, its plan is, it kind of changes as the time goes on because obviously this is taking longer than expected. The initial plan was to build it for, of course, everybody's favorite GLTC.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And I think it'll still be focused on that as far as following the rules. But then I think if it changes and I decide to do mid-div instead or whatever, I think it'll be able to float in between all of those. And I think it should, even if I follow it correctly, it should be able to be ran in Champ Car as well.
Oh,
or WRL.
Or WRL for that matter, or any of them.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is probably focus on GLTC and play my cards right and hopefully be able to sprinkle it everywhere else if I want to or need to.
So last year we had all the plans and intentions in the world of going to Circuit of the Americas with the Neon, with Josh and Ryan, who are on the Champ Car team that I crew chiefed, if you will, a few years ago. And then everyone's favorite Iowa man and Dusty Nixon, where we were all going to go to Circuit of the Americas. And then COVID hit and they weren't sure if they were going to do it. And we eventually ended up backing out on it. But I know that, you know, Dusty and Dalton, and obviously you and Ryan, have all on more than one occasion expressed an interest in, like, hopefully getting the opportunity to do that again somewhere. So, thankfully there's a lot of these racing programs that, within reason, a lot of cars fit well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with that Neon, you've proven that just because you're not the fastest guy doesn't mean you can't be competitive.
Yeah, that's
So
probably the most annoying thing about that car. It's not the fastest lap time by any stretch of the far means.
No,
we
it's
always
actually
place well.
It's actually like pretty close to being Sunday Cup legal because of its like 25-1 power to weight ratio is what the Sunday Cup is. So yeah, the Neon's remarkably slower than what a GLTC pace car
For sure
could be. So otherwise, I think that might have been more possibility, but
right.
Neon was never really your first choice in cars to begin with.
That's because it's nobody's first choice in cars.
Whoa, hey, we have a handful of devout Neon followers here, so you watch yourself.
I'll shoot my shot. I don't know, whatever.
I mean, you do what you got to do.
We need controversy so people keep coming back.
There you go. Fuck Neons.
Exactly.
Y'all suck.
I didn't say that.
They go quite that far.
And fuck the fans too, right?
There you
go. So, did you guys watch the Gymkhana video? Because I want to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, that's the one with Pastrana.
Yeah. So, I was a little worried that Pastrana wasn't gonna be able to do it.
Oh, come on, man! You knew better.
I don't know why.
You knew better.
I don't know why, but I
that.
was like worried that it wasn't gonna be as good as some of. I mean, you know, they've obviously had their ups and their downs already.
I mean, of course.
When you do a series that big, and you come out as hard as he has in the beginning, it's going to be hard to continue to improve upon it every time. But Jesus Christ, that was insane.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. I actually expected it to be way over the top and ridiculous, but I didn't expect it to be smooth and clean like the other Gymkhanas. I expected there to be a couple of like rolls and broken cars. Then they switched to a different car. Then they finished the
classic Nitro Circus.
Yeah,
fashion,
I wasn't expecting it to be a traditional Gymkhana video where it's actually smooth all the way through.
A lot of those, I mean, obviously they weren't first takes, but a lot of those shots were second or maybe third shot.
Yeah,
because there wasn't that many black marks on the roads where he was at, which I know, like, I've never cared, but that's been a lot of people's like biggest complaints, if you will, about Ken Block's videos. It's like, oh, he had to do it 6 times, like, or that took 6 times to get the right shot.
Yeah,
like
when they on that Amazon does like a series where they kind of talk through it.
Yep,
that was really interesting because it definitely shows how they shoot it. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously not being shot in one take because there's no way they could afford that type of production to have that many cameras and crewmen and all that shit. But I mean,
or even be able to, because some of those shots would get in the way of other shots.
Right.
Yep.
So I almost think that the fact that he can do those maneuvers back to back over and over and have them be close enough that all of those shots can be used is almost more impressive than the idea of doing it in one take. But
yeah,
you know, just be the consistency that it would require for both of those guys to do what they're doing on those videos over and over and over again. If that's what is called for, that I don't know, it's wild. But jumping a car at 150 miles an hour,
that was what really did it for me, if I'm being honest.
Did he though?
I think he did.
But did he truly though? I mean,
I want to
laid it out like they wanted you to believe he did, but I don't
know what speed he hit that at.
He hit
whatever,
it. He was moving.
He wasn't doing 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, I agree.
Flying.
He was moving, but I'm skeptical on 150.
I want to believe it was 150.
I'm going to continue to believe it was 150.
Until I'm told otherwise, I will believe it.
I'm just going to pretend that it is, even if I'm told otherwise, because
I don't
know.
Yeah, I like the narrative better than the reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do feel like it was triple digits, but I don't know if it was 150.
It makes me want to go and watch Action Heroes.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's good. I think
that's like Travis Pastrana's Jackass almost.
Nah, it's more like a traditional like those old like Metal Militia videos and stuff like that before it was like YouTube. It's been a few years since I've seen it. If I remember,
is it on YouTube?
I think so. Or
I'm sure somebody's.
It's I think it's on Crackle.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a free service for like movies and stuff, but there's commercials. I'm pretty sure it's on Crackle.
Oh, I'm sure that's
like such an obscure thing.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out because now I want to see it. I've seen like the trailer, and I've seen him jump the side by side over his house.
Yep,
which is it's pretty wild. So, yeah, I need to watch that sometime.
You can rent it on Prime. Yeah, it came out in 2015. So yeah, I remember watching it. I don't think.
Yeah.
I remember the second one didn't keep my interest. I don't know why.
Huh.
I can't remember why. I assume I watched them both in 2018.
What's that?
I assume I watched them both in 2018, and then now I can't remember anything about them.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to mention the show or that video real quick. You know, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it. It's kind of the biggest thing in the car world right now. So,
yeah, and their views, I'm so jealous of.
Dude, when I watched it, they were it was at like 7 hours. It had 900 and some thousand views already.
Yep. Yeah, something insane.
Like breaking YouTube level views.
All right, let's see.
Wild.
Today, sorry, I didn't mean to start it.
A little over 24 hours at this point.
Yep. So, yeah, 3.8 million in 24 hours, roughly.
Jeez.
36 hours, maybe.
Wild.
Number 16 in the world for videos. Not bad. Not bad.
That's reasonable.
I'd take half that.
Take a tenth.
Jump a car off a ramp and you could maybe get a tenth of that.
All right.
Did you watch the credits?
Yeah.
They ramped that limo.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
What was crazy is that they ramped it, and then it goes to like a tabletop, and there's a ramp right after that, so he has to slam on the brakes without jumping it again. It's gotta be just exhausting hanging out at Pastrana Land.
Right?
It's gotta be all rise all the time until somebody crashes.
I was watching it with Logan, and usually I've showed him some of the other Gymkhana videos and stuff like that, and most of the time I can't hold his attention through the whole thing.
Yep. He
was like the most pumped and jazzed about anything I've ever seen him in his entire life watching that video.
It was
he
good.
Thought that was the coolest thing he has ever seen in his entire life.
He's probably not wrong.
Well, I mean, he loves airplanes, there's airplanes. He loves motorcycles, there's motorcycles. He loves race cars, there's race cars. He loves boats, there's boats. I mean, come on.
It's got it all, man.
He likes the police cars. He gets real excited every time he sees a police car.
That'll change.
Love a bunch of police cars in the video.
Wait till he starts driving. That'll change real fast.
Yeah. So, should we do an opener?
Yeah. As always, our opener is presented by Factory Fabrication, our buddy over Booney over at Factory Fab. If you need any sort of like interior or commercial or residential, like handrails and stairs and not decor, that's the word I'm looking for, like facade, is that the word I'm looking for? For the
sure.
Facade.
Sounds perfect.
For your restaurant or home. Factoryfabrication.com is where it's at. Or if you need a roll bar or a roll cage or a bash bar or
a skate rail
or skate rail or skate
or
ramps,
really uncomfortable chairs,
comfortable chairs. Or if you need to drop off a clutch fork to be reinforced so it doesn't break during an endurance race, he does that too. Huh. He's kind of a jack of all fabrication. I've had a lot of shit dropped off at his shop lately. We've become best friends because I'm there all the time when I don't have the Rona, which I hope I don't have the Rona, but I act as if I have the Rona lately, so I haven't seen him as much.
As have I here lately, Robbie. Yeah. As have I.
Yep.
So anyway, apparently Car and Driver posted this article a year ago, and it made it across my Facebook this week. But this is the most valuable Hot Wheels cars ever.
Ever. Okay.
Ever. So apparently Hot Wheels celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2018. And yeah, they talked to a guy about some of these old, fancy, hard to find, rare Hot Wheels, and some of these are kind of cool. So we're probably not going to talk about all of them on the list because there's more than 20, and that's not that interesting.
We can marathon this show, man. I got nothing but time.
I'm already ready for
Josh
bed.
has said that he wants to break the record.
We're breaking it.
Josh has to go to work early in the morning still.
This is way more worth that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got two shows worth of lost episodes to make up.
I know.
Exactly.
We're going to do it tonight.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Jess asked me before the show, how long is this going to be? And I was like, I don't know, 4 hours maybe? And she goes, you're joking. I was like, I don't know. We never planned this out. It just goes.
It'd be great.
I can hear my child screaming in the background. I know Katie will kill me if this is a 4-hour show.
Hey, the door's locked, is it not?
Oh shit, it's not. Hold please.
That's just good podcast content. Because last time we had
we're good, guys.
Yeah, we
It's
had
locked.
Daddy, I Need You last time. So
No,
I think the response from whatever anger coming from the other side of the door would be pretty funny for the listeners. And
Yeah,
me.
except that I think the anger on the other side of the door might be in the form of my wife, and that's not quite as funny.
Well, for us, it is.
I mean, I suppose.
The listeners would
Content is
enjoy it.
content.
Yeah.
Anyway, starting off this list, they specifically list the 1968 Dodge Diora. Diora?
It's that little van with the El Camino back thing.
Kind of like El Camino
But it's
van thing.
flat.
But what they're getting at is that apparently people are buying these really, really old Hot Wheels and restoring them.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that one's destroyed.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that might be kind of like it also sounds really tedious and terrible, but at the same time kind of interests me for some reason.
You do model cars, don't you?
No.
Never?
I have. I mean, I put together one or two. I think any car guy who's been a car guy most of his childhood probably has put one or two together, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
But yeah, I don't do it actively anymore.
Right.
I might get back into it with my son at some point, but no, he's at the door.
Look what we did. Look what we did.
Yeah, look what we
Did you
did.
hear it?
Daddy,
Look
I
what
need you.
This is why I wear headphones, is so you guys can't mess with me. Up next, that's 1974 magenta Roger Dodger with the white interior.
I assume with the
Very
black
specific.
interior. Yeah, the black interior probably is worth $1.50.
Oh, yeah, it does have the weight.
Yeah, this thing's worth $3,000.
That's crazy.
You know what's crazy is I know that there's probably like a 5-gallon pail filled with these at my grandparents' house. Not
Yeah,
this,
you
not
just
this,
know that, like-
not this one, but
You know, anybody who's old enough to have had Hot Wheels when they're in 1974 and is listening to this, so basically just my dad, probably owned one of these and destroyed it at some point in his life.
yep. I think
So
I don't think I'll be back for Christmas this year, but if next time I'm back at my grandparents', I'm gonna go dig through the toy closet and pull all these out. I was like, oh my god, it's the magenta Roger Dodger. Oh, it's got the black interior. Ah, shit. Throw it away. Daddy, did we lose you?
no, but he's at the door like full on crying right now.
He is struggle busting.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Dang it.
Apparently, guys, I haven't been home much this week, and apparently he wants to spend time with his daddy. So
So do we.
yeah, well, my time is valuable and hard to get, unfortunately.
We have millions of listeners dying for your time, Adam.
Millions.
Millions.
If only. If we had millions, I probably would have more time to spend with my son because I wouldn't work my job.
That's the dream.
But anyway, the next up, the 1968 Brown Custom Camaro, also worth $3,000.
Aren't all Camaros brown?
Well, all the good ones are anyway. I know that I don't know about the color, but I know I have seen these before.
Yeah, that looks more familiar.
Yeah, I don't know about the color specifically, but I certainly remember that specific model at some point. The next one is also that same Camaro, but in white. Also worth $3,000. So,
jeez, are these prices mint, or are these prices of the pictures they're showing? Because they're beat up.
I think they might be the prices of the ones that are shown, which are not in the packaging and are relatively rough in all reality.
Yeah, none of them are in the packaging.
I think that 68 Camaro is the first Hot Wheels.
Oh, wow.
So, because on that white one, it says here that it was the first Hot Wheels to make it the transition from drawing board to production. And the white one was intended as a prototype for designers to use as a muse.
Oh.
Some of them were mistakenly packaged and sent to stores. You would think that would be worth way more than $3,000.
You'd think that would be the most valuable one by far.
By far and away, the most valuable one.
Technically a prototype, yeah, that should be worth the most.
A total accident, because I know like Hot Wheels aficionados like go ape shit over ones that are packaged incorrectly or don't have correct decals or whatever.
Yep.
Like if you find one that's upside down in its packaging, it's worth more because that's the weird that they are.
Huh.
So up next, Robbie's favorite one, the 1977 white Z-Wiz, which is a Datsun 240Z.
It's the best one. It's worth every penny.
Z-Wiz.
$3,000.
I can hear Michael cringing when I say Z-Wiz because that's kind of punny.
I'll allow it.
Works.
If it wasn't a Datsun, I'd tell you to get out.
That's fair. Another Roger Dodger, but this time in blue, also worth $3,000. So these are cool.
It kind of makes it worth your time to go digging through the flea markets.
I know, $3,000's a lot, dude.
Especially for something you're going to pay $1 for.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This one's actually in the package.
Might be a hard one.
What's that?
Next up, the pink super fine turbine. That's a terrible name too. The super fine turbine. That's very strange. $3,500 for that one though. That's interesting. So, but that one you can get new as well. They re-released that one in 2010.
Gross.
The 69 Red Baron. I've seen these before too.
Yeah, so I've seen the car.
And that one too. I've totally seen that before.
I don't know if I've seen the actual Hot Wheel, but I know I've seen models of it.
Yeah, I think that's like a real car. It looks like it's got a helmet on. I think that's like a real car that was designed by like...
Yeah, we've seen it. You've seen it.
We have? I have?
Yeah, it was at Speedway.
Was it?
Yeah. They had like 3 or 4 of them. Not the Red Baron, but they had like 3 or 4 of his cars there. It was right next to the Shelby Series 1.
Are you sure that wasn't at Volo?
Nope, it was at Speedway because it also had that land speed car on the other end of that floor.
I don't remember.
It's because I remember it vividly because I was so disappointed at the engine that was in the Shelby Series 1 because I didn't really pay attention to that. And then when I read it, like, oh.
Yeah, that was the engine out of an Oldsmobile Aurora.
What a disappointment.
I can't believe it wasn't just like a 5-liter Ford, you know?
That's what it should have been.
Yeah. Next up, the Green Open Fire from 1972. Stretched AMC Gremlin, so it's bitchin'.
It's got 4 front wheels.
It's pretty cool, though. Look at that. It's got like a Merlin V12 in it or something crazy.
It's like candy chrome green.
That's the only problem with it.
That's
$4,000, though. We're getting up into some real money now. You can buy a car with that. You can buy a couple cars with that.
You can buy a couple Gremlins for that.
You could buy a really nice Cavalier for that kind of money.
Mint
and fresh. The 1971 red Olds 442 with the black interior.
Like a candy metallic red too. That's a cool color. I like that. $4,500. That's a lot.
Apparently, the red exterior and black interior were accidents, and they're believed to be fewer than 15 that exist.
Wow.
$4,500. Next up, the 1968 pink Beatnik Bandit. Yeah, that's Big Daddy Roth. Ed Big Daddy Roth. That's what I was trying to think of. That's the name. Yeah, he designed this thing. This was like the one that had like the big plexiglass dome on the top of it.
Yep.
That like opened up like a clamshell.
Is this supposed to be like a future car?
I don't know, but it was super cool. So $5,000 for that. Wow. So 18 different colors they produced that car in, but pink is the one to look for. So
I would imagine pink's probably the color to look for anything from the 60s, don't you think?
Yeah, that's probably the kind of, especially for a primarily a boy's toy.
Yeah, and in the 60s,
in the 60s, that's probably pretty.
It's got to be super rare because
they
either would have had to market it for the girls, which I don't think they probably would have done with Hot Wheels. No. Or it would have had to have been like some special edition thing.
Right. So, the 1970 red Ferrari 312P with the white interior. So, most of these found again with black interiors. So, $5,000. Up next, $6,000. The 1971 Spectra Flame purple bifocal, which is like the stretched front end, a double hood scooped thing, but the hood is clear plastic. That's kind of cool.
I would bet there's any of them that are out there. Well, there's probably like 2 or 3 that actually have the hood left.
Yeah,
because that's the only plastic piece on it. I guess the windshield too, but yeah.
So apparently, there's something special about the color. I don't know. It says Hot Wheels use numerous shades of blue, purple, and magenta for its models, and it is easy for the novice collector to confuse them all. Bone up on your color wheel skills and find the purple because it is the rarest of Mattel's bifocal colors. So there must be something special about the bifocal thing. I don't know.
Well, and this one, I guess, had condition errors, so it would like crumble. Like the chassis and the body would have huge cracks in them.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
If you find a mint one, it's
super rare.
Like a Cavalier.
Yeah, they have. I like that. Subject to crumbling. I like that. That's what all the cars in the Midwest do.
Pretty much.
69 Cheetah with a Python body. So underneath it says Cheetah, but it has the wrong body on the top.
Oh, there can't be many of those.
No. Few. It says predictably, very few escape the confines of the Hot Wheels empire. Reportedly only made in red, these cheetahs have been hunted by Hot Wheels collectors worldwide ever since.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
69 Brown 31 Woody. $8,000. Gosh, this is getting really expensive. So I just can't. Yeah. Apparently there are less than a few dozen of this one, which is just like a Woody panel 31 Ford. Nothing really special or weird about it. The back wheel's not centered on that tire, which is kind of strange. Upsets me a little bit, but whatever. Shaver Blue, Ed Shaver Blue AMX for $10,000. Just a regular old AMX. This is part of Mattel's sponsorship deal with the racer Ed Shaver. Only issued in the UK. That's kind of cool that it was only available in the United Kingdom. So that one's probably not one you're going to find at a swap meet in the United States.
Not likely.
That's probably a little bit rare. That one makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
71 Purple Olds 442, manufactured exclusively in Mattel's Hong Kong facility. The Purple 442 is considered by many collectors to not only be the rarest Olds Hot Wheel, but the rarest of all production red line Hot Wheels. Red line meaning that they had red lines on the tires. The rarest one.
The rarest of the rare.
That's pretty cool. The red lines was always something that was cool. I wish they kind of still did that. That's neat.
Well, any tire that has colored like paint on it always looks more race car to me.
White walls are life.
No.
Just put white walls on the Omni.
There you go.
White walls on S10s don't actually look too bad. As long as like the rest of it works. I don't think it'd work well with a white one though.
I think you should, and then have your Lambo doors. It'd be great.
Really
I sent you Lambo doors the other day.
I mean, if you mean by the other day, like a month and a half ago.
it was like a week ago.
It was.
That was
not.
a good price too. That was a fair price.
It was a good price. It was a good price. It was an annoyingly good price, actually. I resisted.
I was so disappointed.
I know.
Same.
I know. A brown custom charger.
What's with brown? Is that because nobody
Brown
wants
is
brown?
rare.
Nobody wants brown because it looks like shit.
You're right.
Sorry, Dusty.
Or maybe they all started as orange, and then as they age, they turn more
They just
brown.
fade.
Yeah, they actually were the 1969 orange custom charger, but now, years later, they're just brown.
So that the custom charger was an extremely popular model, but the exception is that the brown variant, which there are only few known to exist. So possibly a prototype and not a production model. 1969 Mad Maverick base on the Mighty Maverick body. $15,000.
Jeez.
That's pretty crazy. 15 grand. Then they get to these overchrome cars. Apparently overchrome was like, so the thing is chrome and then they painted over that. So it looks
Like,
fancy, right?
Yeah, like candy.
So like a 68 overchrome Camaro. This one is a shade of green that is eye-searingly terrible.
Like
They
highlighter.
call it antifreeze.
Yeah, that's fair.
Believe that only 20 with this special finish known to exist.
For the price of an actual Camaro.
I mean, like a brand new one, yeah. You couldn't buy a 68 for that kind of money.
No.
$25,000. They were getting some real money. A 68 overchrome Mustang, 40 grand.
Why? Why is it so expensive?
I don't know. So it says this strawberry over chrome Mustang, meaning that's kind of like a purplish orangish over chrome, or purplish reddish. I mean,
Yeah, like a pink almost.
pink red. I don't know. I can't.
It's like
talk
strawberry.
colors.
Like strawberry.
Like strawberries, exactly. Recently purchased at an estate sale after its owner's death, it was part of a private collection that resided with its owner in a trailer park. It is one of only 2 models ever made, and like the overchrome Camaro, was meant for advertising purposes and was for internal use only and never sold. So no one knows how it got from the hands of a Mattel exec to some mobile home.
Weird. Curious if they even
I
knew what they
wonder
were
if he
sitting
knew
on.
what it was worth.
I doubt it. There's no way.
They never opened it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a collectible thing, but I don't think they would have known would have thought about the value.
It's hard to say.
Maybe.
Most expensive one, the 1968 pink rear-loading beach bomb, which is kind of like a weird-looking VW bus sort of thing with surfboards sticking out the back. $175,000.
Good.
Hold on to your
grief.
butts.
Widely heralded as the most collectible Hot Wheels, this rear-loading beach bomb is a prototype that for years remained in the possession of a Mattel employee. Unique in that its surfboards load through the rear window, the beach bomb proved to be too narrow and top-heavy, so the design was replaced with a slightly different version that featured side-mounted surfboards and a full-length plastic sunroof to lower its center of gravity, which seems a bit extreme. Although a few additional copies in different colors managed to slip into public hands, only 2 pink versions are known to exist.
Wow.
So, I don't know, man. I think that's cool. Like, I know I kind of told this story a while ago, but, I remembered my favorite Hot Wheels was like this little 2-engined dragster sort of thing. And, from the day I found out I was having a kid, that became like my goal was to find one of those at a swap meet to buy for him. And it's actually a lot of fun to like just kind of dig through people's Hot Wheel collections that they're selling at these swap meets and try and find the particular one you're looking for. It's nice because it's like, it's $1. So like, who cares, right? Like, it's not like I'm looking for something that like I got to think about, like, do I really need this in my life, or maybe I should just save the money? It's $1. Who cares? Like I could scrounge that up out of my couch cushions if I had to. So I don't know. Hot Wheels collecting is interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean the story I have with Hot Wheels, it was growing up in Sheldon. I don't know if you know him, Adam, Chris Wildeman. When I worked at
him.
when I worked at Pomida, him and his dad are like big Hot Wheels guys, and as soon as he caught wind, because him and my brother were friends, so as soon as he caught wind that I worked at Pomida, he says, "All right, you call me whenever there's a shipment in." I said, "I will be there that day." Like,
I know that there's Hot Wheels collectors that like they know the shipment rotation schedules.
Yep.
For places like for places like Walmart and Target and stuff like that. And they'll be there every time that there's a shipment. I remember when I worked at Target, there were like 3 or 4 guys that would be there every day that we restocked our toy section because it was on a schedule, like a rotating schedule. And they were there when the store opened up to go through the Hot Wheels section.
Huh. So I would assume their basements are literally just Hot Wheels
full
on shelves of Hot Wheels.
Well, their parents' basements are. It's his mom's house, but someday he's going to own it.
There you go.
So, I don't know. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy the hunt, and that is like, that's the hunt, but like the end result is much more affordable, which I'm about as well.
Yeah, you're not chasing down this numbers matching rare whatever, and then, oh, by the way, it's going to cost you $6,000.
Yeah. Ouch. So, should we do our topic? We haven't done a topic like this in quite some time.
It's been too long. I think the last one we did was with Dusty, and that reminds me. So, send. You guys should have an email with my picks in it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Robbie.
I didn't want you to see them before the show because I don't want the winner to be chosen before the show starts. Yeah. You know,
Josh has already deemed himself the winner.
I changed the document. It doesn't say that anymore. It says second place.
The two most competitive people in my life, and I am stuck with you guys.
It's just good content for us to tell you that you're wrong.
That's fine. So here's what the challenge is. We placed fourth. It's a little bit of a twist on our classic, what we call Craigslist challenge, even though I don't think anybody probably went to Craigslist to find any of these
I tried for way too long and got
nowhere.
Yeah. So, but the idea was to have a couple of price categories and then find what you decide or what you deemed as the best performance value inside of that price range. And we left your definition of performance up to the individual. So I know I kind of here lately, for whatever reason, a couple of guys that I work with have issued me the challenge that one of them thinks he can beat me at our local indoor go-kart track.
Oh,
and the other one is quite confident that I will beat him by at least 2 seconds. Which I think he's probably more right than the other guy, meaning that my second coworker thinks I will beat my first coworker by at least 2 seconds. But for whatever reason, this has kind of like really sparked the want to race again in me. This always seems to come at a bad time of year for me.
Oh yeah, almost. You can set your clock to it.
But dude, I haven't been to the track for a while and I'm kind of missing my buddies and I really don't like it. And I didn't get to go to as many events as I have in the past last year. And so I'm like extra craving it. And now thanks to Mr. Fettes over there, I have a manually shifted vehicle again. And so even though it's kind of a pile of shit and it's not very fast, I still feel like a race car driver all the time.
I was pretty sure that when he sold it to you, it was in mint condition.
Mint is
and it was full race car.
Mint is a very
well. It actually turned into race car later on, but
just because you put a fart can on it does not make it full race car.
Titanium burnt tip.
That's nice.
Well, it wasn't titanium. It was burnt tip.
Burnt tip.
It scrapes on the ground when I back out of my driveway. That's how.
That's just like my Z. Yeah,
that's
my
how
Z
big it
that.
is. If I don't come out at an angle, it scrapes.
That's race car.
That's how absurdly large it is.
That's called aerodynamics because your whole car is low. It's better. It's closer to the ground.
That's not what's going on. So, but anyway, so my head was kind of in like the what can I do in these price categories? So our price categories are $0 to $10,000, $11,000 to $20,000, and then we skipped up to $40,000 to $50,000. So that was kind of where we were at. In my head, I was looking for vehicles that would maybe be the fastest I could possibly go cheaply, meaning like not including the purchase price, but
consumables and whatnot,
consumables and stuff like that. So that maybe, if I owned one of these things, I might actually be able to use it every once in a while instead of having it just sit in my garage. So that was kind of where I was at when I was looking for stuff. I'm sure that you guys will think I'm wrong, and that's fine.
Yeah, I went the same direction.
Like, I was all over the board.
I was expecting you to both kind of go like the streetcar route. I'm like, there's no way they're going to go caged cars all the way on this one. So none of mine are street legal, I think.
I was looking at go-karts for the $0 to $10,000. I was looking at shifter carts, and the only reason I decided not to choose it is because I could already hear both of you being like, well, where are you going to use it? Where are you going to use that?
That's what we'll do.
You can't even drive that on the track. We don't have any go-kart tracks around us. We're going to do autocross it? That sounds terrible, because it does. And so I was like, it's probably not worth it. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Is that what you would have done?
Yeah, but it's still a good choice. We would have told you were wrong.
Nah, yeah, go-kart's not a good choice.
You could buy a pretty decent shifter car for like $5,000. I'm just saying. Yeah. And that was just like a quick search.
Well, I remember when we were at Gateway for that last Midib event this year, and they had this other, go-kart, a whole race weekend going on. And I'm looking at that.
The one that Dalton forgot about?
Yeah, the one that Dalton claims I didn't tell him about, even though it was on the schedule for months. And then we kept sending emails and then updates on Facebook. And then, I only talked about it on the show like 6 or 7 times. But, it's fine. I know he doesn't actually listen to the show. But yeah, so I'm at this event. And of course, I'm alone because none of my friends showed up. But I'm walking over watching the.
Just Dalton. None of his friends showed up. Dalton didn't show up.
Nobody else was there either. But,
bunch of dicks.
Yeah, so I went over and I was watching go-karts for a while, and then I'm texting you guys going, why the fuck are we not doing this? This is so much better.
So there is a road course go-kart track in Iowa, but it's, of course, like everything else in Iowa. It's over on the east side of the state, and it's like a solid 3 or 4 hour drive from my house.
But that's the worst part of the state.
That's where all the stuff is.
No, it's the worst part of the state, I say.
I don't disagree with you, but that's where all the stuff is, Robbie.
That's true.
It's also where all the people are.
That's exactly why it's the worst part of the state.
I agree, but that's where all the stuff is. It's kind of funny how that works. But I remember looking at it like years ago, and it was like $40 for the whole day for a test and tune days.
All day, every day.
And I was like, we should be doing that.
Yup.
I mean, we drive way more than that to get to a track now, most of the time.
All of the time.
And we spend a lot more than $40 once we get there.
That's not what I tell my wife.
And by the end of the day, that $40 will turn into like $45, including consumables.
See, you sold me on it again.
I should have put it in there.
Yep, should have.
But I didn't. I chose something that's, even I could argue is worse.
You definitely lost.
It's fine. That is what it is. How do we want to do this? Should we do all 3 of ours in each category, or do we want to go through everybody's choice? You want to do that? Who wants to start? Should we start with the guest?
Yes.
Ken.
Okay. Oh man, this is his.
I got accepted to the group.
Oh, that means I can't see it because it's in a group.
You might if you're part of the.
I'm in this group.
Where are we starting at?
Group. Yeah,
we'll work
$0 to $10,000. Cheapest to most expensive.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Do we know this person?
I don't know the person, but I know the car.
Okay.
So that's where some partialness is to the car.
So introduce this thing.
So this car used to be owned.
What is it?
I'm fairly certain this
what
is the same car. It is I forget what year. What year is that? 1989?
2000.
2000 Honda Civic with the big old spoolie boy on it with a hood exit.
Hell yes.
And it's got, I mean, it's a full built motor. It's a B series. It's got a built motor. He doesn't say it has it, although I swore it had a dart block in it. Like that's how far this was built.
Oh, damn.
Tilt. He doesn't say it, but I
have
swore
you
it
worked
had
on
it.
this car?
We didn't do a lot of work on it. It was pretty much like this when he bought it. We did some like minor stuff to it at Excessive.
Okay.
So,
Josh used to work at a performance shop, for those not in the know.
He did a lot of work on my 240.
That's true. With the when it had the SR in it.
I'm sorry, Josh.
hated it. Hated every minute of it.
I understand completely.
So anyways, the Civic, I mean, the outside is pretty bare bones. It looks pretty much like a stock Civic, but it's built motor and everything. It made 500 wheel.
Jeez.
And it was
That's awesome.
It is a riot to drive. I've driven it. It is a riot to drive.
Does it still?
Oh my god.
And it makes so much turbo noises because it's hood exit. It's not obnoxiously loud, but it's loud. It's just so good.
$7,000 he's asking for.
And he was asking more. This price is more closer to what I know the other owner paid for it.
6262 ID 2000cc injectors. Says it ran out of fuel pump at 505 horsepower.
Yep. I mean, it's a built bottom end, Corilla rods, JE pistons.
That's so dope.
That's actually really awesome.
It's rad.
When I open it up, because I don't dive into it until the show starts, so I just open it up and then saved everything.
You're probably like, huh, that's weird.
Yeah, I was like, why did you pick a Civic?
Mickey Thompson street slicks on the front.
Yeah, so we're clearly going different directions here, but okay,
Getting some drag racing.
I get it.
Yeah, it was such a fun car.
Dude,
I would love to own this car.
That looks like a completely bone stock car, and you can see the front mount, but it's fairly well tucked in there, and like it's kind of hard to see. If it weren't for the black hood and the hood exit, you would never know until it was too late.
Correct.
That's
but I mean, you would know it because it's obnoxiously loud. But
I suppose it
past that point,
all the time.
Yeah, it makes so much spoolie boy noises.
Yeah, but even the loud, shitty ones are very loud. So you just kind of, I would imagine if someone's not in the know, they're like, it's just a loud Civic. That's perfect.
Damn kids and their Hondas.
Yeah. Thinking Hondas.
So that's my pick for performance, whatever.
That's pretty cheap.
Fun car.
That's pretty damn good. That's a lot of horsepower for not a lot of money.
Exactly.
There's a ton of horsepower for not a lot of money.
So that's why I'm into this one.
I'll go next. I picked a Thunder Roadster, which is a spec, I think NASA series.
Since when?
I know.
Do they race them on the moon? What kind of series is that? James works at NASA. He doesn't race cars there. He races them elsewhere.
Wrong NASA, Robbie.
What are you talking about? They make that's not a rocket ship.
I mean, it might be.
Yeah, it could feel like it.
These have bike motors in them, like 1000cc bike motors in them. And I remember I read a for sale ad on one of these not that long ago on Facebook, and that guy said that like a set of tires was less than $500, and a set of brake pads will do you most of a season. And these are a chassis that are commonly raced not only on road courses but also circle tracks. So, if I'm feeling froggy some weekend, I could do that if I found a place that did it. It's kind of open wheelie, but it's not completely open wheel, and I think that I would be good at a track day.
Be great at a track day.
No, I mean I think
you'd be
a
fine.
lot of track days don't allow open wheel cars.
I think it would need fenders.
You could make fenders.
I think that's the technical rule. It needs a fender.
I could figure something out. It's fine.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
So I don't know why, but I think they're cool. Also, it's called a Thunder Roadster, which is pretty dope. The name. So, like most racing junk ads, it's terrible.
One picture, because you have to pay
One
per
picture
picture.
and almost no information. The description is Thunder Roadster with many spares, including GT body.
Huh.
That's it. So I wonder if the GT body is a fendered body.
Ooh, maybe.
Well, it's $6,000, then it's still a pretty damn good price.
$6,000. So it was the cheapest Thunder Roadster on Racing Junk, for whatever that accounts for. There were a few more that were outside of the $10,000 range, but under the $20,000 range. I think that this is one of those things like Spec Racer Ford, where James lives, where if you live in the right region, I'm guessing since they're also circle track cars, probably the South, that they pull pretty decent fields. And, if you're into the wheel to wheel thing, this might be a good, cheap, interesting option.
So even just for like burning down track day laps for $6,000, I don't know how much more fun you can have.
Bike motor, sequential trans. I mean, what do you want in life?
That's really all you ever want.
Do it. You got a 1,000cc bike motor that'll do like 11,000 RPM and a 6-speed sequential. It doesn't get much more race car than that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I do not want this guy's Mohawk helmet, but the rest of it I'm in on.
But you have to keep it green. You have to keep the green cage.
I don't have to do anything, really.
No, you're just, this is
Buying
it.
this car.
Yeah, this is all you're doing. We're not
I
modifying
can
it.
paint it.
No, that's not.
We have
No, that's
$2,000 in our budget.
Nope. That's for the trailer to get to the track. You see how this steamrolls away
There you
from
go.
it?
Yeah, see, that's the problem, is I can't just drive it to the track. So
That wasn't the
I
challenge.
I could once.
You could probably be fine.
Iowa, South Dakota, we could probably do it. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I think so. I don't know if this transfers to cars, but I know on motorcycles, the law with turn signals is that you don't have to have them, but if they're there, they have to work. So
I don't think that's the case with cars.
I could just hand signal.
I don't think that applies.
Well,
I think
it's
it does.
car. It's fine.
Yeah, if it does with like the old cars too that don't have turn signals.
Oh,
because like the Model A's and stuff, you can drive those without turn signals.
Well, you might be able to get this at a kit car, but I think then if you class it as a kit car, I think then you have to add it to get it to pass.
But it's 2020, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, so you're not getting pulled over for not having a license plate on your car. Just saying. Ask me how I know.
It's true.
I was going to register the Z, and then it was going to cost me too much money. And then I never got pulled over. So it just never got registered. And it's not gonna.
Nice. So what'd you do, Robbie?
Besides win this competition?
Oh, yeah, I
Mr.
gotta
I
go back
won.
because you had to send it late.
I did. It's got to be dramatic.
He does this
also,
every time.
I know, you should have been ready. I also went to Racing Junk.
I did see this.
Decided to spend less than $10,000 on a full built race car. And so I was kind of aware of this series when I bought those tires off that guy for $10 a piece. So there is
Camaro Mustang Challenge.
Yes, that apparently the Space Cadets also do. So this is a 95 Camaro built all the way to the absolute limit of the Camaro Mustang Challenge class. So it's caged.
This guy must be under 40 because his ad is, despite the fact that it's on Racing Junk, is actually usable.
It's very good. It's got 12 pictures. He wants $8,000 for it, and then a full description.
A full description, a good one, even
Very good one.
Solid, very solid.
There's a lot of stuff in here, Robbie.
Yep. So it's got like the cool system. It's got like a really nice cage. Literally turnkey race car.
An LT1.
LT1, $8,000. I was actually really impressed with this for the car for the price.
I feel like that's decent.
I'm going to send this to somebody.
Attaboy.
I know who you're going to send it to.
He was talking to me about Robbie's 240. Robbie, if your 240 isn't the option for the next one, I'm going to be disappointed.
I actually thought about it, but I didn't have a.
That would be.
I'll do it.
I almost put the neon for this one. So
That would have been so funny.
We could keep doing. We can continue the show and then go back to it. But yeah,
if we all put our own cars on here, that would have been hilarious.
Subtle ads. It's fine.
For $3,000, I have this 1984 Dodge Omni GLH. That would have been hilarious.
Like this class, the tire is a spec Toyo RR 275 17, I think, Toyo RR. So I mean, it's not a really expensive tire either. So like, if someone wants to get into this series, I think it's a pretty fun competitive series from what I was kind of looking into, just out of morbid curiosity. But if you wanted I think this would kind of fall into the GLTC category pretty well if you detuned it.
I know it would too.
I know that the spec horsepower is like 275 for this class, but for an LT1 you could dial that back. He's got a T50.
Yeah, it's like a built motor,
but
it's probably not the right. You might want to change motors.
Yeah,
but
It's how much it weighs though.
That's true.
It's like 3,000 pounds, I think.
That's probably a reasonable guess.
Roughly. I used to know when I was looking into it, just again, out of curiosity.
I suppose they have a minimum class weight or something like that.
They have a minimum class weight, and the horsepower has to be like right around. Like for different generations, it had to be, but like ballpark right around 270. So like that's where I got my idea for my restrictor plate for running the non-DOT tires in mid-iv. So I basically copied what these guys are doing with theirs to meet their horsepower requirements.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather have that than a Thunder Roadster.
I would probably rather have that over the Thunder Roadster.
I think
I'd rather have a 500 horsepower Civic over this.
100%.
I think the Civic would be more fun all around.
It'd be hilarious.
But yeah.
Just putting bus links on bitches.
Yeah, it's got double the horsepower of this Camaro.
and probably might even weigh less, despite the fact that it's a completely stock car.
Yeah, that
weighs
Civic
pretty close, at least.
That Civic will break a lot of hearts. This Camaro is just going to break your wallet.
I don't know. I bet it's cheap. I bet it's cheap to run,
it's not
dude.
that bad.
No,
I bet it's real cheap to run.
Other than depending on which calipers it actually has, because
it says
on the front it has Corvette front calipers.
Yeah, Corvette C6 calipers.
I think those are better than the Z06 ones, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was the rules are spec'd out, so I don't think they're anything overly dramatic. Because the guy that I bought those tires from, I was looking at his, just again trying to see how he was doing to get his engine to be as low horsepower as it was, and like I had like stock brakes on his.
It says he's got a turn 1 pump. Isn't that what you have?
Yes, turn 1 is the only pump to get if you have a Camaro Corvette LS.
I think Dalton just bought one.
Yes,
too.
he did. Paid retail for it. Sucker. Just get a NASCAR one and then modify the bracket to make it fit. He
said there weren't any on eBay.
Yes, there was. I sent him a link. They're $85 all day long.
Exactly what happened.
Yes.
I'm going to buy one just to have at that price.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
The one I bought was $85 shipped to my door.
For some
he
reason,
made a mistake and called the guy. He physically
Oh, that's right. Because he was worried about whether because he was like, do I even need it? Do I even need power steering? And I was like, dude, you've got like some real front aero. You need power steering.
Yeah.
And so he called the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, of course you need power steering if you've got aero on the front of the car. And I was like, of course he fucking
he
told
sells
you.
those. That's his job.
Jesus Christ, dude. So.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can buy them for like $500 new, or you can get a NASCAR one that's only bottom fed to the reservoir and then side filled. So the side filled matches basically any GM F body type, but the GM F bodies are top feed, whereas the NASCAR ones are bottom feed. So you have to kind of rotate the bracket to make it fit over your alternator if you have the alternator in the Camaro spot. So mine's just kind of, instead of, it's in the same spot, it's just rotated at like, let's just say 15 degrees. It worked.
Not so bad.
I ran a whole season that way. I mean, For eyeballing the bracket and just drilling it with a drill, it worked pretty well.
It's better than the stock one.
Yeah, the stock one lasted all of one session. The only issue I see is that he's running redline oil in a T56, which I wouldn't do ever, because that's how I. That stuff went. If he's running ATF, I would definitely never do that. If he's running actual gear oil, then thumbs up. Which they'll tell you not to do with a T56, but if you're racing it, ATF is just the worst.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, if you want to grind every gear, use ATF in your T56.
I guess I don't know. I've never.
I went through like 3 different types, and then I went to AMSoil. I can't think what it's called. An actual manual transmission fluid, AMSoil, and it's night and day. So that's the first thing I'd change if I had this car.
Cool. I still think I'm going to give this one to Josh.
Damn it!
So he's one.
He's got one.
He's at one.
He's got one.
For me.
1 down. 3 more to go.
What's next then, Josh? In the $11,000 to $20,000 range.
Do we want? I did put 2 in here, which oddly enough, this seemed to be my harder price bracket, even though I put 2.
Also for me.
Okay, because it just seemed like I struggled with this one. Like I could not find anything.
I did as well. I struggled to find something that I thought was that interesting. That I would actually want it.
Let's do the honorable mention first, and then we'll check it out. It's the bottom one.
I'm more interested in your honorable mention by far and away.
I know. I found this, and I couldn't help but have to talk about it because this thing is sick.
Your honorable mention is quite sweet.
What is it?
Anyway, what's your first one?
The honorable mention is a 2011 Honda CRZ that is spoon liveried up great and is pretty much track ready, and it has a supercharger on it.
Dude, this thing looks dope.
This is the best CRZ I've ever seen.
And oddly
look at
enough,
that supercharger.
God, where was this? This vehicle, there was somewhere.
It's in
it was
Maryland.
Up in Maryland. And when I searched here, I found 3 track CRZs.
What?
I don't know what was up with that area, but I found 3 of them.
I've never seen 3 of these in the wild
Eddie,
ever.
let alone there. So you can clearly see.
Dude, this thing's got a wide body kit on it. Fortune 500s. That supercharger kit is awesome looking.
Does it say what the
Carbon fiber
horsepower is?
hood. I could do without the headlights. But that's my biggest gripe about this thing.
They're headlight hood scoop things.
This thing is awesome.
But yeah, I found this. I don't know. I still kind of even want to keep it as the main one, but I don't know.
Right at 20K, or what's he asking for it?
It didn't say.
It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If he's asking 20K, I'm going to assume he's probably around 15.
He says the car has about 20K in just parts alone, and then he put the price as $12,345, which we know
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
is fake. So yeah, I think that's why you have to leave it in the honorable mention category.
Yeah, you don't know the price.
Okay, fair enough.
But
this thing is sick.
This thing is really cool. Why are we so into Hondas today? Josh, what have you done to us?
I'm sorry. This is it. This is the last Honda.
You're a monster.
We'll bring it back. I promise.
All right, what'd you actually choose then?
So I actually chose...
No, I made it worse. Now we got different fans that are going to go on.
I could not help but put this on here just because I lust this color.
He's got a sickness.
I lust this color so much.
At least it's not an E30.
It is. It is a 2002 BMW M3 in Laguna Blue, and it's got an LS in it.
Oh, that's why he's asking 16.9 for it.
Yep.
Okay, I've turned a corner now. I'm back on Team Josh here.
Yes.
I'm way more into now.
I'm probably, frankly, too much into the Laguna Blue.
Oh, dude, he's got
But
an
at least
R8.
it's got an LS in it.
Yeah, he's got an R8 in the garage too.
Dude's got an R8 in his garage.
Oh, he's super balling.
I want to hang out with this guy.
Does he got a turn 1 power steering pump or not?
It looks stock.
Oh, it is a stock one. What a disappointment. He'll replace that soon enough.
Probably doesn't see much track use because it didn't really have much for other mods other than like just H&R springs. That's essentially it. Some ground control stuff, but nothing too crazy by any means. It's pretty much a street car with an LS in it, but
it'd do well on the track with basically
probably would
no
do well
changes.
just like it is.
Yeah, that'd be a quick car.
Says that all of the gauges work on the cluster: gas, temp, speed, and RPM. All warning lights are on.
They're on.
So yes, because it doesn't have the factory
body control module.
ECU. Yeah.
Well,
So-
BMW, it looks like a Christmas tree in there. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
but at least the gauges work.
So he gets pull all the light bulbs out. That's what I would do.
Probably that'd be what I would do too.
Yeah, I mean, if the gauges work, and I don't want to see any of the lights. Just yank that out of there.
I like how he opens it. First off, I'm well aware this isn't everyone's idea of what should be done to an E46 M3, and I know this is going to piss off some purists.
Absolutely
However,
not.
that's kind of what this car was built for.
Guy's a
I
man
really-
of my taste.
I want to hang out with this dude real bad. I'm into this.
And
This
it's
is
already
hilarious.
got the subframe reinforced in it already, so I don't have to piss with that.
Yeah. 16.9. I don't know if we said that or not. 16.9.
I don't know if that's a good price for it or not.
It
but
doesn't
Yeah, I
seem
thought
out
until
of.
I knew it had an LS in it, I felt like that's kind of a lot of money.
the Laguna Blues go for pretty decent money. So it's really
that's
annoying.
right. I forgot about that.
It seems fair.
I would consider this in the fair section.
Says it needs paint.
Yeah, the hood's pretty sun beaten.
Car
So is
will
the
need
roof.
paint. Carfax shows no accidents. Interior is fairly clean.
Yeah, you can tell it's been sitting outside in, I guess, Maryland.
Takes good pictures. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So neat.
that's a nice car.
I feel like I did better here.
Oh, okay.
Shots.
Yeah. So I chose a radical D Sports racer.
I looked at these and I was just like, I couldn't bring myself to pick it.
Another bike powered ridiculous piece of machinery. So this one also has a Kawasaki 1000cc engine in it. Also has a 6-speed sequential. 21 and a half hours on the engine since it was rebuilt. Car has never participated in any races.
What?
So it's just been like a track day car.
Oh, okay.
It comes with a full set of rain tires.
Good.
Single seater with right hand drive and 6-speed sequential on the left. Has carburetors. Yeah.
It's
Condition, usual track wear and tear. Car runs great. Body could use some work. Center locking wheels, Willwood brakes. I mean, what more could you want? Motor's built, so I don't know what kind of power it is, but it is built. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's a radical, and it's rad.
it's wonderful.
I'm super into it. I think this guy actually has 2 of them for sale on
He did.
Racing Junk right now.
He had 2 for sale last time I looked.
Yeah, and I liked the red and so I think the other one that he had was like white and green or something like that.
Oh, so of
I
course
chose
you
the
did pick
red
that one.
and yellow one. They were both $18,000. I think they were both basically the same car. It's got carbon fiber in it. It's yeah. It's a radical D Sports racer. What do you want from me? It's got an NSX in his garage in the background.
Yeah.
A new one.
Yes.
So
Another guy that got his Racing Junk
yep.
advertisement right. So he's got
yeah, so that means he's less than 40 as well. So yeah,
got
I
more.
think that these are cool. This is very similar to what long ago guest Alan Skillicorn has, that he set the Tail of the Dragon hill climb record with.
Oh, yeah.
Very similar to it. It's not quite the same car, but it's very close. They both race in the same class if you're going to take this club racing. Which I just feel like this would be the ultimate track day car.
Yeah, I think the Radical's about your best
I
value.
just realized that all 3 things I chose have bike motors in them.
Attaboy. Proud of
Odd.
you.
Yeah, that was not on purpose.
It's even odd for the next one if it's that expensive and has
Next
bike motor.
one's super duper dope. I can't wait for that one. But yeah, I think this was cool. There were a bunch of Radicals that I could have chose in the $40,000 to $50,000 range that are like what you think of when you think of a Radical.
Yeah, the newer ones.
But this is like the older ones. It's a 2000, so it's 20 years old. But I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I've always really loved the Radicals.
Yeah, I feel like I think like this would be kind of the direction I would want to go long term if I was just wanting to do just open lapping track days. You know, if I was just content with HPDE and that was all I wanted to do in my life, I feel like this would be the best direction because I can't imagine consumables are out of control.
Nope.
You know, I mean, it probably weighs 1,400 pounds or whatever. I mean, brakes are going to be relatively easy. Tires are going to be relatively easy. And it's going to be straight out the fastest thing on the track every time you take it there.
Yeah, just hope that you don't do any damage to the body because that'd be kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, I think that, you know, if you buy one that's not some custom built monstrosity like D Sports racers can be, like that's a body you can buy parts for.
True. Won't be cheap, but yeah, you could do it.
I don't think they're.
Well, if they're carbon fiber,
it's well, that's fair, but that doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
But I definitely want it to be.
Obviously.
So, yeah, my D Sports racer.
Approved.
I don't have much to say about it.
It's because it's good.
Yeah, it just kind of is what it is. So, what you got, Robbie?
So mine is a 1995 Nissan 240SX with a LA. And if you want
$40,000,
and if you want to know more, just DM me. Actually, I had a Radical picked out, and then when I pulled these up and saw you had a Radical, I went to my alternate. So I don't know if you got.
So glad I didn't pick those two because I did look at it.
So I picked
the same one.
Yes.
That would have been hilarious.
I picked this ST1 race truck.
This is so not the thing I think of when I think Robbie Veerhout needs this.
Yes, but if we were showing up with who had the best performance car for less than 20 grand, how would you not pick this?
Because I think the Radical's faster.
I didn't say it was faster. This is the best performance. This would perform better.
Not if it's slower.
Whatever.
But is it easier to drive this faster than it is the Radical?
I don't
It's
know.
got a 383 in it.
Yes. So it's 15
Probably
grand.
rowdy.
It's a tube chassis pickup.
Dude, this thing might be faster.
This thing, this one's a class winner.
500 horse, 520 foot-pounds of torque. Jericho 4-speed.
Yes.
This might be faster.
Yeah. So this does ST1, and then it also does some oval track stuff. And it's a full blown tube chassis race truck for 15 grand with 500 horse. I mean, what more do you want?
I almost picked one of these for the $0 to $10,000 category. That had an LS1 in it.
Ooh.
But it was super haggard, and I felt like I was going to get a bunch of flack for it.
And rightfully so. This one's minty fresh.
This one does look really good. I think it's a Colorado.
Yeah, it looks like a Colorado. Well, quote unquote Colorado.
Right. It's the silhouette of a Colorado, which I support. I'm about it. Yeah, it's got a Chevy bow tie on it.
It looks like an aggressive Colorado, so it looks cool.
Yeah.
I like Colorado. You watch yourself.
Why?
The old one.
I like
The old one's
Colorados
better than
too.
the new. Oh, okay. The old one's better than the new one.
My dad just
So-
got rid of his Colorado. I was really sad about it.
Bastard.
Loved it.
Should have bought it.
I did.
You need a nice
Colorados
little-
are stupid money.
Really?
For a little truck, they're
Yeah,
more than they should be.
Too much.
That's because nobody makes one, and so people have to buy the used
I
one. So if it's in
know.
good shape, this thing probably has a turn 1 power steering pump on it.
Does it have power steering?
I would assume so. I think most of these do.
Not the power steering, isn't that?
Yeah, that's I don't.
Yeah, right there on the front.
Going over.
That's power steering pump, isn't it?
No, I can't read.
Yeah,
I can't
that
see
looks
it.
like
Yeah,
a
it
turn one.
looks like it.
That's hilarious.
What
Turn
else?
one is life, people.
Yeah, turn one is life. You should not have anything else on your Chevys.
It's either no power steering or turn one.
Exactly.
Oh, it's got a quick change rear end in it.
Everything about this truck is good.
All good race cars have
I
quick
can't
change
get
rear
over
ends
how
in them.
far that engine is back.
It's like under the firewall.
Well,
Yeah.
you get that far. I think it's the last picture. It's like a side shot showing the absolute huge gap in between the radiator and the engine.
There's a lot of room for like a turbo and intercooler setup in there.
Yeah.
This thing is mid-engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
The front of that engine is behind the center line of the front axle.
Yep.
Yep.
Take that, Honda S2000 owners. That's pretty cool. I bet this thing's rowdy. I bet it sounds mean.
Yeah, it sounds like a race truck should sound.
Like a race vehicle should sound.
Yeah. Nice lopey.
It's a V8 through cheap exhaust.
There's nothing better.
It's probably a V8 through open headers, let's be real.
For sure.
Fair.
Hydraulic roller cam. A 650 Holly. It's got a carburetor on it, Robbie. You don't know what to do with that.
Doesn't matter. I know a guy that knows how to do that.
Forged stroker crank. H-beam rods. 3-quart AccuSump.
Perfect.
Man.
But just saying, it only made 500 horsepower on the engine dyno, whereas that Civic made 500 horsepower to the wheels.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's with a 650 Holly. You put a little bit better carburetor on there, and I'll bet that thing will make 6, no problem.
No, so I'd imagine this is pretty specced out for the class.
Probably.
But it is a class winner, so it's clearly built for it.
Still getting engine diaper ads on my internet. Just saying. Jag's over here trying to sell me engine diapers for V8s.
Well, especially when you're looking at this, you could
Yeah,
need an engine
that's
diaper.
probably not a bad idea.
They-
One missed shift, and I'm going to wish I had an engine diaper.
Yep.
So, all right, Josh, bump up that price. What do we got? $40,000 to $50,000.
Okay. I'm feeling confident on this one.
Oh God. Oh man,
This
just
one's
brought me
good.
to the Facebook page or group.
No, scroll down.
What is it?
It's there.
Oh, yep. Okay, never mind.
No, I made the mistake too because I thought I had to join it and it wouldn't. I was
Oh
wrong.
God, this is Josh Fettes reincarnate for sure.
This thing
Ooh,
is
you went
fucking
all the way to
sick.
the top of the price.
I found out like it's at the top of the price, and this thing is sweet. I don't care anymore.
All right, what is it?
What year? Wow, it's a 1931 Ford Model A coupe.
It's all
That's
steel. I
probably
think
about-
it is real.
Yeah, it says it's a titled steel body, but that's got to be about the only thing that's left in it that was from
Oh, for sure.
original. And it is full road course out, he claims. Like it's so sweet.
It's an open wheel 1931 Ford.
But so 4-inch chop. Yeah, it's got a late model spec chassis built on a jig.
Yep.
Full SCCA cage. What is the engine? What is that bad mammer jammer? Where is it at? M21 Muncie close.
385 4-bolt GM motor.
Oh yeah, there it is. So it's like a big heavy iron block in there, but that's probably fine.
Rodix heads on it.
Yeah. Dude, it's kind of Gulf liveried.
Yes.
Kinda.
It's black with a Gulf livery stripe.
And the meatballs.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Josh Fettes for sure.
So sick. I loved this when I found it. It's a lowered, like slammed to the ground, chopped body with big old slicks in the front and in the back.
If he had 50 grand, we'd be going to pick this up this weekend.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure. This thing is so cool.
It looks so wide.
It looks
Wider than it
wide.
actually is. But I mean, it's
So last weekend, when we were looking at my dad's buddy's cars, one of his buddies actually has like one of these as a street rod. And I've never actually sat in one before. I can't imagine this being a comfortable race car.
Oh, probably not.
That's not
Because there's
important.
not really a footwell to speak of. Like your butt is basically on the same plane as the pedals.
Right.
And with that dash bar in there, I'll bet you that's not a comfortable car.
And I feel like my complaint would be is I'd get rid of that cricky seat because I feel like with that you would have to like steer like this with your arms like way up in the air
Yeah.
because you got to
Like you're
get
driving
over
a
that.
bus.
Yeah, and that looks just incredibly uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
He's I think he's a little high too.
On the price?
Yeah.
He'll probably get it, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's probably that high price, but he'll wait.
He's got a lot
Maybe,
of parts.
hey, maybe open to the right cash offer. That is like my favorite saying right there.
I think it's funny that he's looking for a radical SR3 or Pro Formula Mazda to trade.
That's a good trade.
Probably want something that actually fits in a class, whereas this doesn't really fit in a class.
2,050 pounds with fuel and tires.
Wow.
It's got to be rowdy.
I'll bet it is.
It's got to be insane.
Hillborn fuel injection, which is my favorite fuel injection. So that's pretty cool. There's no doubt. But I like how he has Pro Shocks adjustable coilovers. What does that mean? Is Pro Shocks a manufacturer?
Yes? I don't know.
So
They look expensive.
yeah,
They don't
that's
look like
true.
off-the-shelf Megans.
No. Interesting. Should we move on to what I did? My little
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
this
what motorcycle did you
$50,000
buy?
Bike engine.
my little Audi thing. So this is a Track King TT01, which is like it's kind of like a center seat. It looks like a newer Audi A4 DTM car, but I think it's like 2/3 scale. It has a Hayabusa engine in it. Was originally set up for like hill climbs, but they've added a bunch of cooling system for it so it can do full on circuit racing. So now it's more of like a time attack car. $40,000 includes a modified 220 horsepower, 1340 cc Suzuki Hayabusa engine, sequential 6-speed with reverse, additional set of racing wheels, a front FIA crash box, Olin's TTX 30 coilovers, so big dollar coilovers, 480 kilos. There's 2.2 pounds in a kilo, so this thing weighs less than 1,000 pounds.
Jeez.
Car is homologated for SCCA P1, P2 racing, although recommended for P2 as it has a flat bottom and a rear diffuser. Car has run minute 17s at Thunderhill West. I don't know if that's fast or not.
Is that good?
I'm sure
Yes.
it's a lightning machine.
So this is the opposite of what the Civic is. So the Civic was cheap horsepower, and this is expensive
is-
horsepower.
A lot of money for 220 horsepower.
Yes.
Yeah, but it only weighs like 900 pounds.
I know.
And it can hit 11,000
What does that end up
RPMs
being?
while you're doing it.
That's a 6-speed sequential.
And you sit in the
mine are
middle.
Sequentials. Yeah, you sit in the middle. It's a very, I don't know. It's like a 2/3 scale, don't you think?
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Again,
It's a small
one
car.
fucking picture.
Yeah,
I guess that power weight's pretty good.
it's pretty damn good.
Dude, I'll bet it scoots. And it's
All right,
basically,
it might actually fucking
Is-
roll out.
Is P2 the class the Radicals are in? No, that's
I don't have any idea.
gosh, I should know this.
Well, the one I was looking at was a D Sports racer,
Oh,
but I don't know like
That's-
what
no,
an
that's-
SR8 is in.
no, that's a different class. But, I mean, that P2, I'm pretty sure that P2 class is not the slowest of classes.
I'm sure not.
I am less familiar with my SCCA club racing classes.
That's because there's 60 of them.
That's
it's
fair.
very hard to keep up. So
At least
Kevlar race seats.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Race seat. Just one of them. There's only one.
Looks like center seat too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's center drive. 20-liter ATL fuel cell. So I don't know, man. I think this thing's dope.
I don't know.
Oh, he does have more pictures. There's a link to an Apex Speed forum post with more pictures on the bottom.
Oh, there it is.
So, there's videos even.
Oh yeah.
Shit, son. So, I don't know. I think it's cool. Trackcars.com. I think they're the people who maybe build it. I don't know. I'm into it though.
Oh, there's a lot of videos.
I'll say he's got. I'm not going to play him because I'm not going to play somebody else's YouTube video on my YouTube video. I'm pretty sure that's unethical. But he's moving right along. It's not. It doesn't look slow. He was in the front of these other cars. There's a
real
Porsche
diff in it. It's not like a chain driven thing.
No,
which is kind of cool.
He looked like he was putting a pretty decent gap on that Porsche.
So
yeah, he's scooting.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. It doesn't hurt that it looks like an Audi, but it's not.
It's a reliable Audi.
It looks like an Audi, but it has a Suzuki Hayabusa engine in it. And if it's not fast enough for Josh, that's nothing a turbo can't fix.
But yeah, plus it's a motorcycle engine. It's super easy to fix.
Yeah, I can make like 500 horse with that.
That would be fun. That'd be scary.
It would be very scary.
Yeah, it'd be kind of pointless.
No, that'd be great.
So,
yeah, just take that to Grid Life Unlimited, 500 horse. It'd be great.
I think I'd be in there like super unlimited, or
no.
I think GTA calls it Pro Comp. Yeah, because it's a tube chassis car. It's not even a real car. It's a 2/3 scale Audi A4.
You can't just put an Audi VIN on it and say it's a real car.
It's unlimited.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it, Adam? Jabay. Is that even your real name? So
gotta force his hand.
Well, they have a super unlimited class for that.
No, that's not what the intent of this car.
Radicals of or I've seen a Radical or two in it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So,
dang it.
Yeah. What you got, Robbie?
So mine is this Porsche 987 GT4 race car for $49,000. I thought was super rad.
That's aggressive.
It's quite aggressive. So it's got a big old wang on it. Built to like it's a legitimate GT4 race car, but it's a Boxster. So I mean, it's kind of lame, but it'd be quick.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. That's a Boxster.
I think I did look at this, and that's probably why I didn't pick it, because I was like, Boxster.
Yeah, $49,000 Boxster. I mean, it says built as you can build a Boxster.
It's quite the setup, though. GT3R body, Cayman race roof, blueprinted race motor, but he doesn't really tell you what's going on with it.
Yeah, that's not good.
New IMS bearing.
That's good. I know that.
That's important.
Yep, that you're going to want. JRZ RS Pros, which are not, that's like a $10,000
that's balling.
Suspension setup. That's pretty baller. Limited slip, motorsports clutch. I mean, it's got all the right parts in it.
Yeah, I think it'd be a quick car.
Huh.
I'm not sure where you would race it at, but I think it'd be quick.
Anywhere?
Production E.
Yeah, take it to mid PE. Beat Dalton with a
race Dalton
with a Boxster.
Beat him with a Boxster. That'd be embarrassing.
That'd be awesome.
Huh. It looks pretty well built.
Say it's super clean.
Looks like it's well put together. Like that first picture kind of makes it look like, what the fuck?
It kind of makes it look a little ratty.
Yeah, but it looks like it's fairly well built.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the matte black with the like the vintage,
like fighter plane.
Yeah, old style fighter plane with the fake rivets. And,
yeah.
Not a big fan of that. And the orange mirrors kind of clash with the entire rest of the car, but I think it'd be a riot to drive.
I bet it would be. That's cool. I wonder what Porsche Club of America class he raced that in. There's a couple action shots of it later on in there, and there's multiple Porsches in the background of those pictures. So I'm guessing he's a Porsche Club of America racer.
Yeah, and he's passing this older GT4. I don't know what type of Porsche it is.
That's a 911. GT4, I think, is a class.
It's an air-cooled 911, so he's passing
that is an air-cooled 911.
So it's faster than an air-cooled 911 GT4 car.
Or the 911's passing on the inside.
No.
That's not the narrative we're looking to spin here.
No. Because the faster car is going off the racing line to get around the slower car.
Or he's going wide because it's an understeering pig.
No, there's no weight understeers. There's no weight up there. It's fine.
You don't.
That's why it understeers.
That's why it understeers.
No, it's fine.
Front grip. There's no weight over the front end.
You're ruining it. No, it's balanced. Everyone knows that. It's a Porsche.
So you gave us two though, Robbie.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
Oh yeah, because I didn't know what you guys were gonna do, and this one's super badass, and I couldn't look away from it.
Oh my god!
So this is a How built.
This is
TA2 GT2 SU Camaro for $45,000. So
you
it
sent
is
this to Dalton, right?
I haven't yet, but I should. So
damn, this thing is dope.
So one of the first TA2 chassis built by Howe in 2010. It's got an LS3 with like 25 hours on it. Yeah, Howe everything all the way down. I mean, it's completely built all the way to TA2 class for racing on the moon. And it is just a tube chassis Camaro for $45,000.
It's kind of weird it has Bassett's on it.
And it's got a truck intake on it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Driving me nuts.
That is strange.
15 by 10 inch Bassett wheels on it, which is kind of weird.
You see the door?
Yes. You mean the half door?
Yeah, not even the quarter door.
It's so cool. This thing is awesome.
Yeah,
single wiper. It's got defrost. What more can you want?
That's just practical.
It's the color that Robbie would have wrapped it if he was his 240 in if he wasn't being cheap. It's Avery blue chrome and satin clear.
This might drive me nuts. Hold on.
That's exactly what Robbie did, except not using Chinese vinyl.
Yes.
Oh, nope. Okay. Never mind. In one picture it showed, well, there's a couple pictures, and this one must be like in mid-build. Because like some of the connectors aren't even hooked up. Because I was like, they bothered putting in a mass airflow sensor and still didn't use it. And then in another picture, I see it's hooked up. So I must have.
That's good.
Mine or it must have been mid-build.
I bet it's got a turn one steering bump on it too.
I bet it does.
You think they'll sponsor us after this, Robbie?
That'd be nice. Except I keep telling
Well,
everybody.
he doesn't need it anymore.
I keep telling everybody to buy used ones.
Buy the cheap ones on eBay.
Yeah, get the.
They're $85.
Yeah, get the NASCAR throwaways. Well, then they'll rebuild them for $150.
Oh, there you go. See, that's
I don't think it has a turn one on it.
Now.
What?
Oh,
it says KRC power steering pump.
No,
get that shit out of here.
Everybody knows
that's the first thing you got to change.
Yeah, turn one for life.
Yeah, definitely.
This car,
that thing is cool.
It's impressive, and I'm not a big Camaro guy at all, but this one,
I like the Camaro.
This would be good.
Dalton needs this thing, dude.
Yeah, I kept this and the Porsche. I went back and forth many times.
I would,
and I talked myself
take this over the Porsche.
I talked myself out of the Camaro because I wanted to not have two Camaros in my list.
Touche. I'm a little upset that the back of the car has what is basically a Corvette emblem on it.
Yeah,
in the vinyl.
I'm glad that that's there because that's got to ruffle a lot of feathers.
That's probably fair. So, what's this honorable mention thing you got, Robbie?
Because I had this one saved and then forgot that it didn't fall into a category. Oh, I was so disappointed. I was like, this is the first one I found. I was like, oh,
Jesus.
yeah, I got my 20 to 30 one figured out. Oh, yeah, we don't have a 20 to 30,000 option.
I know.
like-
You know exactly what I would have put if we would have had a 20 to 30.
I don't. What would you have put?
You don't know what I would have put?
What?
What's the best performance car you could buy for 20 to 30,000?
The Radical. Everybody knows that.
Brand new.
Oh, then no.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
The Veloster N is the best performance car you could buy for 20 to 30,000.
Car and Driver told us so last year.
Hot.
I thought you were talking about Camaros.
No,
again.
Veloster N.
No. But anyways, my honorable mention is because I had it picked out and then I realized I couldn't use it, but I'm going to talk about it anyways because somebody took a Fiero and made a 1991 Ferrari F40 replica. And it's really well done. And it looks like an F40. I mean, you can tell it's not quite, but it's...
Yeah, but it's not terrible.
It's very well done for a kit car, and they only want $24,900 for it. And the reason
It's
I'm
got
way
383 in it.
exactly the reason I'm way into it is because they have a 383 and a 5-speed. And 9 times out of 10, you see these with these shit ass Fiero engines in it. No one takes the time to V8 swap them. This guy did. Yep, it's a 5-speed with a V8 F40 replica for $25,000.
Huh.
This is my cars and coffee car. I mean, if it was an F50, it'd be way better, but it's an F40, and that's fine.
Those front wheel fitment is terrible.
No, he's got all of the caster.
You need some spacers.
Then yes, he does.
Have you
Push
gone
those
down,
out.
though?
Oh God,
Where it gets to the ruler?
The ruler? What are we ruling? How
Going
far
all
down
the-
do I have? Jesus Christ, there's a lot of
They did a good job. Oh, he's
Holy
measuring. He's
mighty-
measuring he's measuring all the dings and scratches. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
showing how
Dude, that
not
one looks
good
like
it
the
is for 0
Nürburgring.
miles.
That one looks like the Nürburgring.
Actually, it really does. It's like a paint chip that looks like a Nürburgring.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's really weird.
It's like the outline of the Nürburgring.
That's hilarious.
This might be one of the best kit cars I've seen in a long time. Grant, yeah, I will agree that at a different angle, that wheel fitment is about as bad as it gets. But
It's like 4 inches in from the
bad.
being flush with the fender. It's
yeah,
pretty bad.
That's easy to fix though.
Yeah, with some big old meats up front.
Hell yeah, and in the rears.
Put some 285s up front, some 355s out back.
Now this car would be a riot because it would get attention and you could abuse it and not feel bad about it.
Yeah. And it looks like the better of the two.
It looks like the worst of the two, but that's fine.
God damn it, Robbie.
The F50 looks better.
You're high as a kite, Robbie.
I will die on that mountain.
You
by
realize
myself.
that you started climbing that mountain in episode 3.
Good.
Beginning.
I'll continue
And-
to climb.
And that is like that is probably the longest running gag in 1010's podcast history.
It's not a gag. I believe this
Well,
wholeheartedly.
whatever, you know what I mean. Bit. How about that? It's the longest running bit in 1010's podcast history. 'Cause that started episode 3. The before we'd ever mentioned the Ultima GTR,
Yep.
before we had ever mentioned Rob's responsibilities,
Ugh.
or any of those other things. That is the longest running 1010's podcast gag there is.
It's going to continue running because every time I bring it up, we have to argue about it.
Because you're wrong.
I'm not
Robbie.
wrong. It's way better.
Josh, back me up here.
All right, hold on. Let me get both of them up here.
F50, F40.
I don't care that the F40 is like a fraction of a second faster on the Nürburgring. I don't give a shit. The F50
Go by
looks,
looks.
the F50
It's the
looks
better
so
looking
much
car.
better.
It's the better performing car. It's the more interesting
It's
of the two.
No.
Probably a better car in general because it doesn't have that dog ass transmission in it.
I might have to pick the F40 over
Get
it.
the fuck out of here.
Hell yes.
I just, the front end is where it loses me.
yeah.
Like the
No.
hood scoops are just too.
Good.
I feel like if they would have had no hood scoops, it probably would have saved it.
Josh knows what's up.
Josh does not know what's up. He's wrong. Who invited this guy?
Me.
Oh, yeah. See, he's
For
biased.
like the fourth time.
Yeah.
That's why these episodes keep getting thrown out, because they're saying things like this, and then, oh, no, the audio.
I don't know what happened to it. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I was going to blame Michael now if this goes through. Be like, oh, now that Michael's gone, it went through. But now I'll know it's Robbie.
Well, yeah, if this one doesn't work, then this really is a full-on conspiracy at this point.
This is the first time I've been in charge of the audio.
Birds aren't real level conspiracy at this point.
Yeah, anytime someone shits on the F50, the episode didn't work. I'm sorry.
Or like loses that spot, all of a sudden it's quiet for a while and it comes back in.
That'd be hilarious. There's a lot of work that I'm not going to do, so at least we got that going.
Yeah, we know that Robbie's not going to do that level of editing.
No,
so.
It's not worth it, especially for a non-interview that is not someone famous. No offense.
How dare you?
Should we move on to the news? Are we done with that?
As always, our news are presented by Apex Pro, apextrackcoach.com. Reach out to Andrew if you want to learn more about the Apex Pro unit and all the other like add-ons that you can do. And they also do like video coaching and whatnot. I'm a big fan of Andrew and Apex Pro. I've been singing their praises for years. I continue to use it for every track event that I go to. But yeah, if you need to reach out and borrow one of the units I have, let me know. If you're going to anything in the next weeks, months, whatever. Or if you're at an event that I'm at, definitely come pull me aside and say, hey, show me how this thing works. I'll be happy to do it. ApexTrackCoach.com. If you want to use our code for a free window mount, the code is 10/10. You got to buy a unit, and then you get a free window mount.
So I recently used my Apex data that I still have on my phone from Time Trial Nationals Tour at Heartland Park 2 years ago.
Yes.
To try and prove Dalton wrong.
Yes.
By proving that the Neon was capable of doing more than 100 miles an hour.
And it was.
What were we were making fun of him because he couldn't do more than 150 on track?
On any track or Heartland Park?
No, anywhere.
Anywhere.
That was all the faster he was willing to go. Like he said that he wouldn't go any faster than that. And I was like, the Neon could do over 100 for sure. Turns out I was only able to do 99 miles an hour.
Oh.
But if I did 99, then Josh definitely did 100.
That's fair. Plus, the 99 happened after you flat spotted those tires?
Probably.
I don't remember when I had the Apex in the car versus not.
I can't remember either. It's been a while.
One of the sessions that that the Apex was in the Neon was when Josh was driving and he went off course.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious to look at the path trace.
Yep.
That was right after it rained, I think.
Because he does like this big loop
Or
out into the
wet.
grass and then he comes back onto the corner and takes off again. And it's hilarious to watch.
It's fine.
Yeah, I kind of nerd out when I made those videos because I'm sitting there watching it like, okay, making sure that my dot's in the right spot as it's doing the GPS trace. Because if you don't sync it up, it's obviously way off. I'm like, because there was one that I was fighting with. I thought I had it set up right because I thought I had the wrong video. But apparently my last lap and then drive into the pits was identical down to like fractions of a second. So then I had the wrong video for my fastest lap. So I'm sitting there going, I'm not on that turn. Why is my GPS? It's because my last lap and then driving back to my pits was literally the exact same for the two sessions.
Oh,
it was super weird. It took me a while to figure that one out.
When I was going through that data, I was looking at a lap or two that I did, and I was pretty proud of my Apex or about how many green lights I had on some of my corners. I did pretty well with that.
That's nice. Gotcha.
I was pretty proud of myself.
I think I'm going to bump it up to the advanced setting next year.
Oh, is there different?
There's beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I'm pretty sure I'm on intermediate. I think there's 3 settings, and I think I'm on intermediate.
Yeah, it's definitely time to quit being a bitch.
Yep, time to go to advanced.
Straight to advanced.
Yep.
Next time I use it, I don't want anything
I need to,
short of.
I don't want any
hypercritical.
Yep.
I want Andrew yelling at me. What the hell was that? You can do 10 mile an hour faster through that corner.
Exactly. If
that's what I want.
I don't want any false greens. That's what I'm saying.
Make it happen, Andrew.
Yep.
That would be hilarious.
Get to be more aggressive. Just start flashing red. Like, come on, dude.
Just have it like if you do real bad, just have it shut off. It's like I'm not even going to be a part of this. You're not even paying attention.
What are you doing?
What are you even doing out
Just
there?
start blaring a noise at
Just
you.
start flashing. Or even just flashing red would be pretty funny. Worst lap yet.
I also noticed that the neon has lots of red lights on straightaways.
Straightaways. That's just how it always is.
It just can't do it.
Yep.
You just need the horsepowers.
Although we did do 120 at Brainerd, but it was Donnybrook and it was drafting.
It was with a toe, and it was the world's longest straightaway.
It was the world's longest straightaway.
That's awesome.
But
It was the highest speed corner entry in America. The Donnybrook configuration of BIR.
They don't run that very often, do they?
Almost never.
Not that I thought so.
pretty much only any of the endurance races, and I think even WRL doesn't run it anymore.
No, I think one lap was there, or the
One
guys,
lap definitely
One
had
lap
ran it
did
at
it.
one point because I remember listening to Matt Farah talking about it.
Okay, I think I'll say Andy Hollis was talking about it. I think on the Speed Seeker podcast, or maybe it was just messaging on like the one lap group. He was saying something about it once. I don't know. It just stuck out to me.
Yeah, it's a cool track either way. It's a neat facility. It's a really cool facility.
Very
I need to get up
probably
there.
one of the best camping places I've ever been to, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, yeah, I need to get up there.
It's a neat track to go to for sure. So
I'm in.
let's do some news.
Sure.
The Germans are running away from Formula E.
But why?
So last week or the week before, and Audi bowed out of Formula E. They said that we're not doing Audi. Pretty sure it was Audi.
Volkswagen.
And now, Volkswagen. That's what it was. And now BMW. So BMW says that they are wanting to use the funding that they're using in Formula E to try and meet their EV production goals.
Can't really blame them on that, I guess.
Which is that BMW wants 1 million of its EVs on the road by the end of next year and 7 million by the end of the decade. So,
Jeez, that's ambitious.
yeah, it's a lot of EVs, let alone.
Do they have a bunch?
That's a lot of BMWs, let alone just EVs.
Well, do they have anything besides that really ugly EV they have?
i3, which I'm not even sure that that's a full EV.
I just remember seeing it at Cars and Coffee all the time.
It looks kind of like a smart car.
Yeah,
I think they both are.
Like worse, maybe.
way
The
worse.
i8 is definitely a hybrid.
Oh, it is?
Yes, there's
Maybe
an engine in
the i3 is too then.
I feel like the i3 has an engine in it too. And I don't even know if they still make either one of those
Couldn't tell you. I just remember.
because I couldn't be bothered to care any less than I currently do about anything that BMW makes that doesn't start with an M.
Yes, they still make it.
Huh. I remember being at, I don't know where I was, but we drove past the BMW deal, and that's literally all they sold was that electric car. So it was just a lot full of those ugly little things.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me.
Hey, and it says the i3 is fully electric.
Oh, there you go.
Huh.
So, yeah, it is Audi. Audi's pulling out like at the end of the upcoming season.
Okay.
And BMW is doing the same. The automaker's withdrawal is not effective immediately, but will finalize at the end of the upcoming season, which kicks off next month with a double header in Chile.
So does that mean there's going to be multiple less cars in the field?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, and BMW's been in it for a long time. They've been in it for 7 seasons.
I did not realize there were 7 seasons of Formula E.
Yeah. I think they do 2 seasons a year or something weird. There's
Oh.
something weird about their schedule. There's something strange about their schedule. Or maybe it's like, I don't remember. I don't follow Formula E that closely.
I don't follow
I'm really, the thing I wanted to talk about this is that I'm really surprised that there's manufacturers that are bowing out of this.
Yeah, you'd think that
because this was supposed to be, like everybody wants to be seen as green, right?
Oh yeah.
And this is probably as green as it gets. Although LMP has announced an LMPH class that, or something, I think it's LMPH, something like that, that I think is going to draw a few new manufacturers, or maybe a few old ones back into it. I think Audi announced that they're going racing there, which is maybe why they bowed out of Formula E. So, yeah. I just thought it was weird, kind of surprising. It's also interesting to me that both of them announced that, within a few weeks of each other. So,
yeah, I wonder if one kind of led to the other one going, maybe we're out too.
Yeah, I don't know how quickly that sort of a decision is made.
No, I'm sure it was in the pipeline, and then it was just kind of like that.
Like, yeah, you know what? If they're doing it, so are we. We'll let Mahindra have it.
I mean, the ones I've watched, I don't like the tracks that they were on. They did like a street circuit or something.
I don't like street circuits.
No. And, but what I did kind of like was there really was no time penalties or punishments for like the Spec Racer Ford bumper car racing they were doing. So that was kind of fun to watch because they were just running all over each other. And that was just part of it. Like, no, like it wasn't like, oh no, 5-second penalty because he nudged him. No, like he slammed the fuck into him.
Yeah, they hit each other, and they hit each other hard. And they run street tires, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish that they would just get over the fact. I think that like a lot of the reason they don't run road courses is because they're worried about being compared to other racing series and people realizing how not fast they are. But like, I'm not sure that I really care. If it's good racing, I couldn't care.
Good
racing is good racing regardless of how fast it's taking place.
Yes.
And I feel like street courses almost never allow you to have good racing.
No, I used to.
True.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked the idea of street racing, but I hate it in practice. Like next year at Indy for IndyCar at Nashville, I think it's gonna be cool. I don't have high hopes for it being a good race. I just think it's a cool idea. In practice, it's probably gonna be complete shit. But
yeah, the course looks interesting, but at the same time, it's a lot of 90-degree corners and long straightaways. So it's like,
well, and 9 times out of 10, the course isn't wide enough.
Yeah,
so like,
it's hard to be.
Right.
Like Macau or whatever I can't pronounce things, but like that race is dangerous. It looks like a construction zone. No, not Monaco, Macau. Like the Chinese.
Yeah, but Monaco's not any much better.
No, the cars are way too big for that.
Yeah. So,
but Monaco at least doesn't look half as sketchy, whereas Macau looks like a construction site. Like an active construction
site. Wasn't that where
site.
that car like literally flew into like the second story of a building?
What was her name? Sophie. Oh shoot, what was her name? I actually follow her on Instagram. I can't think of what her name is. But yeah, that was her a couple of years ago.
That was crazy.
Yep. She bounced back and like she's a very competitive racer still. But yeah, that was a horrible accident, and that happens like every year at Macau.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Weird. Yeah.
Anyways.
So, up next, about 150 U.S. Cadillac dealers are bowing out rather than selling electric cars. So, Cadillac offered basically like a $500,000
up to $1 million.
Yeah,
depending on the site.
Well, yeah, ranged from $300,000 to $1 million to leave if they were not going to sell EVs. And about 150 dealers out of their 880 across the United States took the deal and ran.
That's more than I thought would take it.
I can't believe it.
It's a high, like 17% of your dealers decided, no, I'm not following you. That's a big number. So
basically it was either take the buyout or you have to spend $200,000 on dealership upgrades to include charging stations and the repair tools to get their places ready to sell electric vehicles.
I'm surprised it's only $200,000.
I wonder if some of it's subsidized. Like you spend $200, we'll spend $200.
I don't think so. It's not that.
It's not.
It's
No.
usually like in the dealerships, it's the dealer says, "Hey, this stuff is coming. You're gonna have to spend X amount of dollars for it, just so you know."
Oh,
It's they don't have a choice. It just shows up one day and, "Hey, you owe us 40 grand now for that."
great.
Yeah, thanks.
Just the cost of doing business.
Right.
Huh.
And so I don't think it, judging from this article, it doesn't sound like it was that they didn't want to deal with the electric side. It was just that they didn't sell many Cadillacs to begin with. So
Yeah,
this
see,
was
that's what I
their-
kind of wonder. Because, like, when I worked at Hamel in Sheldon, we were a Cadillac dealer, but it was by far and away not our best-selling brand of the brands they sold. Like, and if somebody would have offered them $300,000 to bow out of selling Cadillac and just be allowed to sell Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick, I'm pretty sure we'd have taken that with open arms. 300 grand would have been a ton of money to that dealership because it wasn't very big.
Right.
Yep.
So that might be, as much as like, we sell Cadillacs, but it's like 10% of our sales. So who cares?
Right.
Maybe because let's be real here, that $200,000, they're probably going to have to spend it eventually. And if you sell 3 or 4 different makes or models, makes of the GM family, maybe you take that money and spend it back on getting those $200,000 worth of stuff so that you can fix the Chevys and the Buicks and the GMCs. I don't know. But I don't know. I just thought it kind of sounds surprising.
Yeah, but even like as you just described it there, I'm curious as to how small of these Cadillac dealers are.
Right.
Like when I think of a Cadillac dealer, I think of like, what's the one here in town? The big ass Bob Brown Cadillac. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but like a full Cadillac dealership. Whereas, maybe 150 of these are basically mom and pop shops. Are like, yeah, we're not going to sell enough of these to justify it in our smaller area.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I'd be curious how that plays out.
So Cadillac's dealership network is nearly triple the size of luxury competitors like Lexus or Audi.
I believe that.
Yeah. I guess I never really considered them that way as a luxury dealer. I always just like they got lumped into the GM stuff, so you always saw so and so's GM and Cadillac or whatever.
Yeah,
but you
we
see
sell Chevrolets and Cadillacs.
Yeah, but you see Lexus dealers, and they're usually massive, and it's
or Audi dealers,
right? Yeah, they're separated.
Yeah. Well, they're even saying here that some of that stuff actually hurts profitability for Cadillac and hurts the brand's, like
mystique.
Yeah,
which probably is true. I mean, because if they're trying to separate it from the commoner cars, and they want Cadillac to be the Lexus or the Audis or the whatever luxury cars. Yeah, I mean you can't really sell it next to the Colorados. Sorry, no offense to the Colorados.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, some of those people they do look at that stuff like as below them.
Yeah, I mean
that's kind of.
I don't want my Escalade next to the 2-year Silverado at the same dealership. I'm buying the Escalade. I want the Cadillac experience.
Yeah.
So I guess I never really considered it that way, but I also never shop for a Cadillac.
Well, what are you doing with your life, Robbie?
I'm trying to race cars.
Sitting at home pretending to have COVID or what?
No, I'm just trying to race cars, man. But I want cheap cars like Nissans. I'm poor. No, I'm not poor. I'm broke.
Huge difference.
Yep, there is differences here.
I don't know. Not a lot to say on it. I just thought it was kind of surprising. 150 dealers does seem like a lot. Although so does 880.
That seems like a huge number of dealerships.
Yeah, that's a lot of Cadillac dealers. So maybe this is better all around.
Probably.
But lastly, the Morgan 3-wheeler is dead.
I didn't realize that. What I found weird is that they have dealerships.
Morgan?
Yes. I thought that was such like a boutique brand that you had to order it from their website, and it just kind of either you picked it up at the
shows up.
Yeah, either shows up or you pick it up at the factory. There's no dealership.
There's dealers in America?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I found really strange about the whole thing. I was like, since when?
Really? I want to go to a Morgan dealer.
Well,
Isn't there only like a handful of them though?
I'm sure there are.
and I don't think they sell the 3-wheeler here anymore.
They have. I've seen one.
Well, Alex Roy had one.
Alex Roy had one. There's one. There's a Gulf liveried one in this. Well, there used to be a Gulf liveried one in the Cedar Rapids area.
Huh.
Which was dope.
What did Alex say? What type of person drives these? A masochist?
That seems like a reasonable thing to say about it. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's why he said he drove it, because he's a masochist.
Well, look at it.
Yeah, it's a SNS V-twin in the front, like an airplane.
It's basically a fancy Harley motor.
Yep. Yeah, SNS is a really nice engine or motor or whatever you want to say. But yeah, it's like a 3-wheeled trike bobsled thing, and they use real wood. It's very vintage looking for a car that's brand new.
Only been built since 2011. That surprises me.
Yeah,
I feel like it was older than that.
that's
So
what they
guess
want.
how many Morgan dealers are in America?
5.
Are you just gonna leave us hanging forever?
10.
Oh.
10.
Oh, 10.
10. And they're pretty much all on the
East
Coast.
Yeah,
There's only one in LA. Otherwise, there's one in Chicago.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
I'm down. Yeah, I'd check that out for sure.
Yeah, why not?
Weird.
I bet it's like a really small thing that has like 3 of them.
Well, I bet they sell
Or
a
just
bunch
a
of.
part of,
They
yeah.
probably sell a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like they sell Nobles and other weird stuff, you know.
I would go all the way to
Lotus.
Chicago for a Noble. God, the Noble's so good. What a great car, the Noble.
I've been watching Top Gear from the beginning,
Hey, me too.
and Jeremy Clarkson has himself a thing for them Nobles, doesn't he?
As he should, as we all should.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm a little bit surprised at how into it he is.
Wasn't Hammond way into him too?
No, I think he was kind of like not.
I'm misremembering that.
Yeah, a
Or
little.
Hammond
Well,
was into one, I thought.
he was, but there was one challenge at some point where Clarkson picked a Noble and Hammond picked some other weird British made sports car, and so obviously he had to be very against the Noble at that point.
Yep.
But no, I think he was in general for them,
I'm gonna have to go rewatch that again.
but not so much as Jeremy seemed to be. So I don't know, man. These 3-wheelers are cool though.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess to go back to the story, the reason they're going away is because the SNS can't meet emissions in Europe, which really surprises me that any Harley can make emissions in Europe. That's basically what it is. It's just a V-twin engine.
Do motorcycles have like the same
Probably not.
emissions rules? But I think the Morgan's license does a.
Yeah, this would be technically a trike, so it would be
Yeah, I think it's
licensed.
licensed as a motorcycle.
I would think. I wouldn't want to register it as a car. If I could get away with registering as a motorcycle, I definitely would.
Yeah. The company's most successful model, selling more than 2,500.
There's 2,500 of those out there.
Yeah, they make about 850 cars a year, and they've made 2,500 Morgan 3-wheelers in the last 10 years.
At $70,000 a pop. That's a very expensive car.
For what it is,
Yeah.
for sure. But it's cool.
It's not.
Yeah, you guys should go on the Chicago's dealership webpage.
Is it?
Yeah.
They got some sweet cars.
What do they sell?
They
there?
are actually just mostly like a Morgan dealership, only they do have some other European cars. Like they got
What do
a
they sell
Jag.
there?
They got a Jag. They got an MGB. They got a Triumph. They also have a car that I want.
North Shore Sports Cars.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the right one.
Oh, dang it! They sold.
Oh,
it.
neat.
They had a 1983 Alpha GT V6.
Hell
Those
yes.
things are so cool.
So cool.
I still shocked when I seen that one at the autocross in Omaha.
Robbie probably hates it.
No, yes.
I just like the panel on the hood. That's my favorite part about the whole car.
That's funny.
The blast panel.
Oh, you could get Morgan Roadsters in America?
Yeah, man.
I just assumed we wouldn't get those. Huh.
Build your own.
Neat. That says coming soon, ... sold.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're just like a British dealership, aren't they?
Yep. I mean, that's just kind of a
And then a Honda S2000.
random S2000.
Probably a trade-in on something else.
I'm in on the Austin Healey, though.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I like the XKE. I don't know about that Austin.
That's because it's green and you don't like it.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fair.
not fair.
You're not wrong.
Doesn't matter what card. If it's,
I'd rather have the
green.
Lotus Elan, which is like a similar sized car, but a Lotus.
That's
And
fair.
it's yellow and it's your favorite color.
Yep.
So
Yellow
See?
is my favorite car color. So, I don't know, guys. We got anything else? It's time to shut this down.
I got nothing else, man.
sadly, I don't have anything else either.
Josh, thanks for coming.
Yeah, we
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Somebody buy this guy's neon so I can stop listening to complain about why he still has it.
And then if you have a friend, tell them to buy my 240
It's seriously is like the cheapest
track car.
you can buy a class winning capable endurance car.
I never got so upset as I did organizing all those parts.
You will get a complete second
That was really
car.
annoying. It's
If
practically
it bolts onto the chassis of a neon, he's got at least one spare.
possibly.
And that's almost not a lie.
It's ready to do an endurance race tomorrow. That's everything I have.
Hubs, brakes,
Hubs, bearings,
parts,
brakes, everything.
anything
ready
that
to
bolts
go.
onto the body, fenders, bumpers. Do you have doors?
Yeah, I have 2 complete doors and 2 more stripped out doors. Because I got too lazy when I did the other 2, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it all as a piece."
So does it come with a stacker trailer for all of your spares?
It all fits in my 28-foot enclosed, and there's plenty of room to spare.
Nice.
You could definitely organize it way more and get way more stuff in there.
So, there you go, guys.
Or yeah, please buy it so I don't have to put carpet in it and then bring it to Grid
Race it in
Life.
the Sunday Cup.
Because I was told that's all I need is carpet.
Jabay approved him despite the fact that it's caged and kind of sort of outside the spirit of Sunday Cup. But it certainly fits within the rules if it had carpet. So Jabay was like, whatever, just bring it.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
So
Well, I think that's
you
the
can
show.
race with those fits,
Yeah, be slow.
Hey, it happens.
but have the most fun doing it.
It's a fun time.
So, all right, guys, we'll see you next week.